Hello, welcome to our Sasha's Dreams channel, a magical world where children's imagination comes to life through captivating stories. Let's start telling our story today.
The sheep who refused to follow the flock. In a meadow so green it could have been drawn with crayons, there lived a sheep named Lucy. Lucy wasn't like the other sheep. She had gray heart-shaped spots on her will and a curious mind that wouldn't quit, while the rest of the flock spent their days munching grass and obediently following the shepherd. Lucy had a habit of asking the kind of questions that made the others roll their eyes. Why do we always graze in the same spot? Isn't there more to the world than this field? She asked one day, her nose pointed toward the horizon. The flock's leader, an old and slightly grumpy ewe named Gertrude, glared at her. Because that's how it's always been done, Lucy. Sheep graze, sheep follow, no questions. That's the rule. But Lucy couldn't help it. It was like her brain had a big red button that said, "Ask why." One sunny morning, when the grass was still wet with dew and the sky was painted in soft pinks, the shepherd arrived earlier than usual with a wide grin. He opened the gate and called out to the flock, "Come on, my woolly friends. Big day ahead." The sheep shuffled into line, one after another, with Gertrude leading the way. Lucy hesitated. Something about the shepherd's excitement felt off. He looked a little too much like the fox she'd once seen licking its chops near the chicken coop. "Where are we going?" Lucy asked, her voice cutting through the chatter of baying sheep. "Who cares?" Gertrude barked back. "The shepherd says go, so we go." End of discussion. Lucy frowned, right? Because that's never led to trouble, she muttered under her breath. Instead of following the flock, Lucy climbed a small hill near the meadow, a feat that left her puffing and panting halfway up. But when she reached the top, her jaw dropped. At the end of the path, just beyond the trees, she spotted a big, noisy truck with bold letters on the side, "Fresh Meat Market." Oh, no, no. Lucy gasped. "They're not taking us to greener pastures. They're taking us to become lamb chops." Without wasting a second, Lucy bolted down the hill, her little hooves barely keeping up with her determination. She caught up with the flock just as they were nearing the forest. "Stop," she shouted, skidding to a halt in front of Gertrude. "What is it now, Lucy?" Gertrude groaned, clearly annoyed. "It's a trap. The shepherd's taking us to that truck. And trust me, it's not for a joyride. We have to turn around." The other sheep exchanged nervous glances. They weren't sure whether to believe Lucy or keep following Gertrude, who had led them safely for years. "Lucy," Gertrude said with an exasperated sigh, "do you have any proof? Or is this another one of your wild ideas?" "Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. There's another way out of here. Follow me, and I'll show you," Lucy pleaded. The flock buzzed with nervous whispers. A young ram named Billy, who had always admired Lucy's bravery, stepped forward. "I think we should listen to her. What's the worst that could happen?" Gertrude huffed, clearly offended. "The worst? We could end up lost in the middle of nowhere. That's what. But fine, if you're also keen on Lucy's wild goose chase, go ahead. Just don't say I didn't warn you," Lucy smirked. "Thanks for the vote of confidence, Gertie. Come on, everyone." Lucy led the flock up the hill, which turned out to be no small feat. One sheep tripped over a rock, another got distracted by a particularly delicious patch of grass, and Billy managed to get his wheel stuck in a bush. "Billy, this is no time to start a relationship with a shrub," Lucy scolded, yanking him free. Finally, after what felt like hours of climbing, the flock reached the top of the hill. On the other side lay a lush valley filled with wildflowers, sparkling streams, and grass so green it almost glowed. It was a paradise, untouched and open, with no fences or shepherds in sight. "We made it," Lucy cheered, collapsing onto the soft grass. The other sheep bleated with joy, frolicking in the meadow like lambs. Even Gertrude, who had reluctantly followed at the last minute, couldn't hide her amazement. From that day on, the flock saw Lucy in a new light. She wasn't just the curious sheep with too many questions. She was their hero. While Gertrude remained the leader for everyday matters, Lucy became the one they turned to when things got tricky. As for Lucy, she didn't stop asking questions. In fact, she encouraged the others to start thinking for themselves, too. And every time the flock came across a fork in the road, they didn't just blindly follow, they paused, looked around, and made sure they were heading towards something better. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is ask why. Thinking for yourself and standing up for what's right might not always be the easiest path, but it's the one that leads to true freedom.
Thank you for choosing Sasha's Dreams. Let's ignite the love of reading and create lasting memories. And remember, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next story.